Hi and welcome to the fourth lesson. This is an introduction to the Java programming language. As part of our earlier lesson, we looked at different ways to write and execute a Java program. And in this lesson, we will have an introduction to the Java programming language. The objectives of this lesson are to understand statements in Java. Statements are the building blocks of a Java program. The next objective is to understand the usage of comments in Java. This is followed by an understanding of variables in Java. Variables are used to store and represent data as part of the Java program. This is followed by an overview of the primitive data types that Java provides, and the lesson ends with a few general pointers on the programming language. Let us get started. Java has been in use for more than 20 years now. Java was created in the year 1995 by James Gosling from Sun Microsystems and is now owned by Oracle. Over the years, more powerful and improved versions of Java are being released. Java is used across a wide range of products, Android, web applications, and so on. Java is one of the most popular programming languages and is used by tens of millions of developers. Now, let us have a look at a basic Java program. Here, there are three statements. For now, let us assume that the first two statements are a skeleton structure which is required as a part of any Java program. This is because the significance and usage of these statements is beyond the scope of understanding of this introductory lesson. As part of our earlier lesson, we saw how to write a Java program and save it as a file. The basic requirement for any program in Java is to have a class. Here, the first statement is public class demo. Thus, the name of the class is demo. Hence, the requirement for this Java file is to have its name as demo. Thus, the name of the file would be demo.java. The code which is present after the main gets executed. Hence, the third statement, which is system.out.println, gets executed here. The output of the program is welcome to Java. The statement system.out.println is the line that displays welcome to Java to the output. Try to execute this code in any IDE of your choice and try to change the text within the quotes and observe the change in output. Now, let us move on to comments in Java. Until now, we have looked at Java programs that are one or two statements in size. But in a real-world application, there will be multiple developers who are collaborating on hundreds of files. Comments in Java are used to provide additional information. Comments are statements that are used to provide an explanation or additional information and are not considered as part of the code. Comments are present in the code, but they are not executed as part of the code. Java allows the use of single-line and multi-line comments. Single-line comments are comments that extend to a single line and begin with a double slash. Multi-line comments consist of multiple lines of comments and are enclosed between a slash star and a star slash. Try to execute this code in your IDE and observe the output. Now, let us move on to variables in Java. Until now, in this lesson, we have seen an example of displaying a line of code to the output. So, how do we deal when we need to store certain data as part of our program? This is where variables come into picture. Variables serve as containers to hold data. The data could be of any type. It could be a whole number, a decimal number, which is a number with a fractional part. The data can be a character or a group of characters, like a word. Thus, each variable has got a certain type and a value of that type. For example, to store and work with the age of a person, we could use a variable of a numerical type that can hold a certain value. Moving on to primitive data types in Java. The Java programming language by itself provides 8 primitive types that the programmers can work with. They are byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, and char. The types byte, short, int, and long are used to store integers, that is, whole numbers that do not have any fractional part. However, the range of these is different. Byte has a smaller range, short, int, and long have larger ranges. Float and double are used to store decimal numbers. Double has got a higher range when compared to float. Boolean is a special data type which is used to store either a true or a false value. Char, as the name indicates, is used to store a single character. Programmers are allowed to choose any of the 8 primitive data types that are present as part of the Java language. Now, let us look at an example of using a variable as part of our Java program. To create a variable, a type should be specified and a value should be assigned. Here, the line int age is equal to 10 does this. The output of this code is the age is 10. Here, the name of the variable is age and the type is int. The value is 10. Let us look at this in more detail. The type of variable is one of the primitive types that we saw earlier. Consider the statement int age is equal to 10. Here, int is the type of the variable, age is the name given to the variable, equal symbol is used to assign the value of 10 to the variable age. The process of creating a variable is called declaration and assigning an initial value to it is called initialization. As a part of this line, int age is equal to 10, we have done both the declaration as well as the initialization, which is both creating the variable and giving a value to it. Both of this is done in a single statement. However, it is possible to have both of these as separate statements as well. Like int age is equal to 10. In Java, every statement ends with a semicolon. Thus, the presence of a semicolon indicates that the statement is complete. Here, we have the declaration in one statement and the initialization in the following statement. Thus, we have discussed the usage of variables in Java. Now let us move on to a few general pointers on the Java language. Java is case sensitive. Uppercase and lowercase are not considered the same. For example, a demo with an uppercase D at the beginning is not the same as demo with all characters in lowercase. The Java programming language has a few reserved keywords that are used as part of the language itself. We as programmers are not allowed to use those words. A few examples are break, void, etc. It is a good practice to use proper indentation in the code. Indentation is adjusting the gap, the spacing at the beginning of lines to make the code look more visually clear. The curly braces indicate the beginning and end of a block of code. That is, if there is a group of statements that is present between curly braces, they are usually called as a block of code. Declaration statements in Java are to be ended with a semicolon, as we just saw. Thus, to summarize, as a part of this lesson, we had a look at variables, the different data types that are provided by Java, and we also had a look at the usage of comments and the different types of comments that Java provides. At the end, we had a look at a few general pointers on the Java programming language. As a part of the next lesson, we will have a look at the usage of operators and conditional statements in Java. Thank you.